Hey, good morning, guys. It's Ryan with janitorleads.com. I hope all is well. Remember to visit janitorleads.com for leads that are just $7.95. These leads are guaranteed to be real. If they're not, we're happy to give your money back. We're not in the business of trying to make money off of people by reselling janitor leads. Once we sell them, they're yours, and we never resell them again. We are actually in the business of trying to help small businesses grow. Why else would I sell leads that are worth potentially hundreds or thousands of dollars for just $7.95? The only reason is because I want to help you grow your business. Anyways, today I want to talk about what is the purpose of an estimate. Now, it sounds like a very tricky question, right? Like, of course, the purpose of an estimate is to get the information you need to put together a bid for the proposal and that customer. But in my opinion, actually getting the specific measurements and the specific time during my walkthrough is probably the least important thing that I do during an estimate. For me, I actually prioritize 4 specific things that I always try to get in an estimate. Number 1, I'm trying to get a relationship established. Number 2, it would be great if I could get their budget. Number 3, I would want to know what is that number 1 driver that's forcing them to look for a new janitorial company. And number 4 is I actually want to have a reason to come back to visit that customer again. So let's talk about relationships. So a relationship to me is the most important thing that I can do when I'm doing a walkthrough with a customer. How do I establish that relationship? Well, I establish that relationship by not talking about cleaning. I ask them about their family. I ask them about what they're going to be doing this weekend. I ask them what they like to do. I try to find things in common with them. So as I'm walking the facility with them, I might talk for a second about cleaning. I was like, oh, did you notice that? But the majority of the time, what I'm trying to do is really just establish like a genuine conversation with them. I think a lot of people make that mistake and they talk only about cleaning, but they fail to realize that most people hate to talk about cleaning. They just want their place cleaned. So I focus on building a relationship with them. The second thing I try to capture is the budget, because if I have the budget, I can always devise a scope of work to fit the budget. So the way I ask for the budget is simply just ask for the budget, and I tell them the reason why. It's like, hey, we can establish a scope of work to fit whatever budget you want. I need to know what budget parameters I'm working within. That way I can devise a solution that fits your facility. So I always am straightforward in asking for that budget, and then I tell them why. The third thing is a reason to come back. So what does that really mean? Well, the reason to be coming back is I never leave without a very specific purpose in coming back. It could be to a specific date and time to deliver a proposal. That's obvious reason to come back. But there's actually a lot of other creative things that you can do to have a reason to come back. You can say, hey, can I drop off a coffee for you on Tuesday? I actually have another estimate in the area. That's another reason to come back. One of my favorite reasons to come back is to actually do a demo for them. So I'll notice like something that's really dirty, like a tile floor or a window or something, and I'll say, hey, I would like to come back and make sure that we can actually clean this right. You know, can we schedule a time where I can actually clean this for you for free? So that's really one of my favorite reasons for coming back. And the last thing that I try to capture is what is that driver for their decision. It could be that they're super frustrated with their company for communication. It could be that they've been overcharged for consumables. It could be a million different things, but I always find that number 1 reason that's driving them to change, and I will devise my entire proposal around that to solve that particular problem. So for example, if it's communication, my number 1 focus in the proposal is going to be about communication. I mean, of course, they know that we're a cleaning company. Of course, we're going to clean, but I'm going to really talk about that number 1 driver. So again, try to use those 4 specific things when you're visiting a customer, and make that your goal. To number 1, to get their budget. To number 2, to find their driver. Number 3, to have a reason to come back. And number 4, to build a relationship. Remember to visit janitorleads.com. Later.